Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the corner of the tavern. I'm Patrick, and you might notice I'm by myself today. Well, that's because a bit of drama has hit the TTRPG sphere, my friends. And I must talk about it, because anybody who knows me knows that I love drama. I'm quite the little bitch. And this drama is between the YouTuber One Shot Questers and Sellsword Arts on their new YouTube channel, Minmaxed. Now, One Shot Questers levels quite the heavy accusations. He basically accuses Minmaxed of being one big scam. He's come out swinging, and crying. He cries a lot in his video. Probably shouldn't have filmed that. I get that you want to look passionate. I get you want to look like, oh, I'm just so fired up. But man, I don't know. I think the crying, it comes off as either manipulative or that you're not totally in control of your emotions. You're like, I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad that these people, they got scammed. Ooh. And he basically outlines everything that he thinks is wrong with Minmaxed. Like, he thinks that they both spent too much money in the build-up leading up to their initial inaugural first episode. But also he thinks that they're pocketing too much money too, because he's like, by my calculations, I followed all of their lead-up material, and they should have like 47,000 and some change left over, so where's that money gonna go? Now, he also does some stuff in the video that I don't think is good. For instance, at the very end of the video, he issues a call to action. I don't think you should do that. He's like, no, he gives it the caveat of now if you're one of the people who paid for this and you're upset, then don't tell them and flood their comments and their their social media posts about it. It's like, oh, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. That's no bueno. Because also on top of that, I get that he's saying, oh, for the people who paid. Well, you know how many people who didn't pay are going to act like they did pay, and as a result will now go over there and harass the fuck out of everybody involved. So that's why you don't do calls to actions like that. That's why you don't say, hey, everybody, get on your social medias and go after these people. But right now, you're levying accusations that they're scammers without knowing their books, right? So, and that's a heavy thing, again, to throw out there at the start, instead of, just being like, hey, I think that they misappropriated some funds. I think that they maybe didn't handle this the best that they could have, right? But no, again, he came out fucking swinging. Which may have been his undoing, because Minmaxed responded, and they responded to what he had to say. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I wasn't a fan of everything they came back with. I'll give you a prime example. I'm just gonna sit where I stand on this whole Minmaxed idea to begin with. I'm not a big fan of it, because they're like, oh, we want to do an actual play series. We want to play D&D, but we have to play it in real life. We can't do it online for some reason, even though none of us live close to each other, and some of us live entire continents away. We all live in different time zones. It would just be too hard to schedule out, so we gotta do it in person. So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like that. I didn't like the idea to start with, but you know what I did is I didn't give them money, because I didn't like the idea. So that, you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So I do think, it's something that totally could have been done online. You set up, a camera, a green screen in the back, you record it all, you edit it together, it comes out looking fine, So, but they're like, no, we have to play in person. Okay, you're playing in person. Well, then they immediately, one of the first things that they do is they buy tablets for everybody to use on the stream, in person with each other. And it's like, okay, so you get together to be in person, and then you immediately computerize this as much as possible. So I agree. I think that is kind of a waste of money. I do think that is an inappropriate use of funds. And when they come back saying like, no, here's why we needed the tablets. We wanted everybody to be able to move their own tokens. We were using a digital setup. We wanted everybody to move their own tokens. I'm sorry, it's not a good reason to use fan-crowded money on a fucking tablet, on multiple tablets, in my opinion. I think that that's like a waste of money, because it's like, okay, well, what's the alternative? The DM moves your token for you on the screen, like how everybody else does it. And again, wouldn't be an issue except for the fact that it's fan-crowded money being used to pay for the tablets. So I do think that that's a little shitty, right? And so that's what I mean when I say I wasn't a big fan of everything they came back with. However, a lot of his major problems were addressed. Like, one of the things that he addressed was like, oh, season 1 is promised. Season 2 kept being told, maybe we'll make season 2. Well, right away, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because this is a little bit of a Schrodinger's problem, right? Because if they make a season 2, then it's not an issue. But if they don't make it, then it's an issue, right? But we can't address it until whether or not it's been made or canceled, right? But like, already they've confirmed, hey, we're going to do a season 2, and not only are we going to do a season 2, we're basically just going to keep doing seasons until we run out of money. And it's like, okay, well then, right there, that's kind of a non-issue. You can't call them scammers for that. And that's the major problem, is he just came out way too fucking strong. And he fucking took a swing at these guys. And like again, like, was there things that could have been better? Yes, they even admit that in their own video. Like, hey, you know, like, we could have fixed our editing layout. We're still getting comments, criticisms, and feedbacks, and we're working and adjusting to fix those things in the future. Now, that being said, again, I personally am less understanding to the idea of like, hey, we're still working out the kinks. Like, and that's another thing too, is the main guy behind Sellsword was like, give me some room to grow. You're entering the space with $100,000 of fan-backed money. No, of course people are going to scrutinize you more closely. That's kind of a given. And then and again, at the end, I do think that he was being a little like, people were being needlessly cruel. Like, okay, cry fest on both sides, I guess. We're just shedding tears. We like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that on either side of them, to be quite honest. But for the most part, you know, he did address, like, the whole Sellsword Minmaxed crew did address. They were like, hey, we're not scammers. We didn't steal this money. The people that you're mad at, like, in the past, that you're saying talk shit on their fans and steal money, isn't even us. So we don't know why the fuck we're the first people you're deciding to take a swing at, dude. like, chill. Like, we are not scammers. And so I don't know why, like, and again, you know, could you make the argument that they're maybe not spending their money as wisely as they should? Yes. But again, but that's it. That's the extent of it. Like, they're not pocketing the money. They're not like, oh, we bought like 10 computers because we thought they would be fun. Like obvious bullshit. Like, oh, well, we, like, even though we're playing D&D, we bought like 10 new swords to play around with, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's they're not doing anything like that, and they also address like certain things that one shot Questers didn't even get right in his initial like sort of video, was he was like criticizing them for spending this much on lighting, cameras, and all that shit, and then they just clarified, they were like, actually, that's ours. We didn't buy that with fan money at all. That's ours. We owned that before this. So that's, again, another thing you get wrong. And that's why when you do a call-out video, you got to cross your T's and dot your I's, bro. You can't fire from the fucking hip and just, you know, blow it, because you wind up shooting yourself in the fucking foot. And that's what he did. That's what he's done here. That's really what he's done here. Because on top of everything else, his video came across so bad that I just saw this part. He responded in the, like, description of his video. He pinned like a whole letter, which, no, if you're gonna redact claims, you need to make a follow-up video. You need to make a second video, because that's what people are gonna watch. That's what people are gonna see. People have already seen this video are not gonna go down to the description and see the big fucking paragraph you type. The only reason I saw it is because I was fucking searching through like everything to get as much info as possible before making this fucking video. Like, And I came to it late. That video was posted 4 days ago at time of speaking, and then that update was made just that day. Or, either just today or just yesterday. So, no, you can't just do that, dude, because no one's gonna fucking see it. And you know no one's gonna fucking see it, and you're just kind of waiting for the tide to either turn or forget. That's my opinion, at least. That's how it's coming across. But I do feel no, if you're going to apologize, you need to make a full-on apology video. And then on top of that, I found his response to their response very weird, because it was almost like begging for a job. It was like, hey, bros, sorry I accused you of being scammers. Anyway, want to hire me? I can make your show 10 times better. No, thanks, dude. You don't really seem like a guy I want to work with after your first instinct of thinking I was a scammer was to make a fucking call-out video, and then when I prove you wrong, you don't even make a video apologizing. Ooh, but the drama. It was so juicy. It was so delicious while it lasted. However, at time of speaking, it does seem like there's already been a winner in this drama, and it's Minmaxed. Because another thing on top of everything else is I feel like you can't make a video coming out and swinging at people for being scammers if the people who even paid into it are satisfied, right? There's not an overabundance, to my knowledge, there's not an overabundance of Minmaxed fans who are like, dude, I gave you this much money and this is what I got out of it? What the fuck? No, it seems like they enjoyed the product greatly and they're the people who paid for it, so then there isn't much of an issue here. Again, if they pocketed that money, it would have been, but they already said season 2 is in production. So, okay, season 2 is in production. Again, he's like, they better make this season 2. They better make this season 2. And then they're like, yeah, we're making this season 2. Again, it's just you came way too heated out the fucking gate, and they responded very concisely and answered pretty much everything. Again, personally, I was not a fan of some of the nitty gritty of what they did spend money on and shit like that. But, again, their fans are happy, which is the important thing. So who exactly are you calling out here? So I guess that's just my opinion of it. Please let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And we hope to see you next week here in the corner of the tavern.